Hey folks, I wanted to make a real quick video. Uh, you just can't make this stuff up. So if you've been following the news at all, you'll know that Cambridge Analytica, it's a data mining company. They were hired by Steve Bannon and Breitbart to data mine some Facebook profiles to the tune of about 5 million people. Okay, and by data mining, that just means that they figured out a way to get a certain profile, a certain type of person with certain characteristics, maybe people that follow a certain page or a certain group, or they have conservative leaning beliefs because they're part of, a group or whatever. They use that information to get those people's names, their emails, their likes, things like that. Data mining. It happens every day. I have a very small page called the Conservative 411 on Facebook, and I data mine. Now, I don't use people's personal profile information, but I use that information to try to grow my network, emails, friends of friends, that sort of thing. And that's what networking is. I mean, anybody that's networked at the personal level, that's exactly what networking is. And these Facebooks, these social media sites, they give you the ability to do that, but on a larger scale. Now, I heard about 3 weeks ago that there was something in the works to bring Facebook and data mining to its knees. I didn't know what it was going to be. There was no information on it, but it turns out that this Cambridge Analytica thing was broken, and it's my personal belief that it was intentionally fed to the mass media because whoever fed it to them knew they would blow it out of proportion. Okay, they would just blow it up. And here's the facts. Cambridge Analytica helped Breitbart data mine 5 million people. 5 million out of billions. All right. On a larger scale, Facebook has been data mining hundreds of millions of people on behalf of the DNC, the Democrats, the Hillary campaign. A former Hillary campaign manager actually came out and said, "We own Facebook and the Democratic Party." So you tell me, what's worse, data mining and paying for that service to data mine 5 million people, or Facebook just doing it charitably and helping the Democratic Party because they align with them? All right. And tell me which is worse. Facebook does it without saying, hey, listen, we're going to take your profile information and use it as we please. That's part of the end user license agreement that you sign when you go up to Facebook. You give all your rights to your profile to Facebook when you sign up. And then Facebook does whatever it wants behind the scenes. It never has to ask you again for it. So they know who to send, whose information to send to the Democratic Party. They know who to block from networking properly. I know for about 6 months, my conservative 411 page was so limited. I would share something to thousands of people and it would get like 5 views or one comment. Well, after they got rid of the net neutrality rules in the mid-December, the sites exploded. It started growing again. Its organic growth is insane. People are commenting. I had a post last week that got shared over 800 times. All right, before when the net neutrality rules were in, and it allowed them to censor at their leisure, I got nothing. They basically shut us down. All right, but here's my point. In the effort for the mass media to find a way to discredit Trump, to discredit conservatives, they latched on to this Cambridge Analytica story, and it turned out to bite them straight in the fucking ass. And here's why. They did that, and then the public learns, hey, Cambridge Analytica did this for Breitbart to the tune of 5 million people, but Facebook does it to hundreds of millions of people on a daily basis without your knowledge. And as a result, Facebook has lost 40 billion with a B, $1 billion. All right. A lot of people don't understand the million billion relationship. Okay. But a billion is 1,000 million. They lost $40 billion. That's 40,000 a million times. Or if you think of a stack of $1 million, it's 40,000 stacks of a million. That's what they lost in market cap and market value over the last few days since this Cambridge Analytica story came out. It's totally my belief that the this story was intentionally put out there by white hats, by good guys, by conservatives, to just bury Facebook, and it's working. And now Facebook has to pay the price for censoring, for closing down free speech, and they're going to continue to pay because it's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. I mean, YouTube isn't even a profitable operation anymore. They've taken away so much of the ability for their content makers to monetize their videos on such a grand scale that they can no longer supply the bandwidth, even though they pay pennies on the dollar what me and you pay. They are not even running an operation that can really make money anymore with YouTube because they have funneled down their entire operation so that it's only liberal thought, which is about 50% of the population. So they've eliminated almost 50% of their revenue streams. All right. It's amazing. And that's the only way we're going to hurt these people is to just jam up their pocketbook. All right. I've moved to BitChute. I've moved to DTube, which is part of Steemit. All right. Blockchain video service. I've moved to Gab. And here's the easy move to Gab. Gab, you can attach your if you still use Twitter. I don't use Twitter. I hate it. But you can attach your Gab to Twitter so that anything you post on Gab automatically gets put on Twitter. So you don't even have to open that app anymore. You could just Gab everything, and Gab has a, now there's some questionable people in there naturally, but I recommend everybody move to Gab as soon as you can. That thing is exploding. It's blowing up in a couple of years. It's going to be the only platform like Twitter that's free speech, and we could bankrupt Twitter. Twitter's already in the hole. We could just bankrupt the hell out of them. Just walk away from them. All right. Talk to you later.